Alright, so it does appear that Kyle Kulinski has shocked his fans with the new big announcement. Kyle Kulinski of Secular Talk having a lot of continued controversy over his channel, which I believe is still losing subscribers. A lot of people, especially on this channel, very interested in this topic and talking about his channel and what's going on. But he just dropped a really big announcement that I'm sure a lot of his fans are going to be interested in. He dropped this video right here. It's literally titled "Big Announcement" in all caps. It's getting a lot of views already. Look at the guy. He's bro's rocking with the floral background. Shout out. I love like all these random different shots. You got the floral background. Wow, just classic stuff, man. Anyways, it's already got 53,000 views in like 4 hours. So this is a video that's definitely going to cross 100, but most likely I would say there's a possibility it even crosses like 200,000. So it's going to get a lot of views. Now, what on earth exactly is the announcement about? That's what I'm sure you're wondering, right? Let's hear Kyle talk about it while he is sitting in front of his floral background. Here you go.
All right, y'all, I have a pretty cool announcement for you. So for a while, a bunch of you have been asking, hey, why can't we have the Kyle Kulinski Show as an audio podcast? Well, guess what? Now the Kyle Kulinski Show is available on all of the podcasting platforms, at least all the ones that I know of. And it's super high quality audio. It's going to be every show. So you're going to get a show on Monday. You're going to get a show on Tuesday. You're going to get a show on Wednesday. You're going to get a show on Thursday. You still have Crystal Kyle and Friends that drops on Friday. So I'm pretty excited to announce that. So right now, as I talk to you, it's available just on Spotify. And the reason is, I don't know why this is the case, but it takes a little while for the various podcasting platforms to approve your first episode. So from what I heard, it'll take a day or two for most of the platforms. So like I said, it's up on Spotify now, but for like Stitcher, it might take a day or two. iHeartRadio, it might take a day or two. You know, whatever your fill in the blank. Google Podcast might take a day or two, whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. And Apple apparently is the slowest. It could take anywhere from like 5 days to 10 days. And honestly, I even heard some people say as many as 14 days. So I don't know what the deal is with Apple. I don't know what's going on over there. But the podcast has been submitted. It'll be approved at all of them. And so you guys can go, if you prefer to listen to the show, not on YouTube, and you don't want to go like video by video, you now have the option of the full shows dropping, on the various podcast platforms. So definitely go check that out. Now, I will tell you guys, we are probably going to take a hit in terms of revenue for doing this, because there's going to be some percentage of the YouTube audience that really are more podcast people. And so instead of listening or watching the YouTube videos, they'll just listen to the podcast. And that's all cool and that's all fine and dandy. But that does mean a hit in terms of the YouTube ad revenue.
Yeah, so as you guys know, one thing that has been a very big deal about Kyle Kulinski is that he has actually not placed his show in podcast format on podcast platforms. It's an extremely easy thing to do. It's actually it's like a pretty affordable thing to do as well. You only have to put in like $5 or $10 a month, and obviously if you have almost a million YouTube subscribers, it's something that's very, very cheap and easy to do. It's something that's good because it diversifies your reach into different places, and also there's just a lot of people who prefer podcast formats, who like to drive in their car while they're going to work, or maybe when they're working out, or whenever they're working or doing whatever, they just have the podcast format playing. There's a lot of people like that, and it's just something that you want to do to diversify and increase the reach of your show. Now, Kyle is somebody who, he doesn't really care about that stuff that much. He just kind of puts his stuff out there and that's it. And that's been his brand. That's kind of what has made Kyle what he is, right? And so it's almost a gift and a curse. Now it's becoming, I feel like, more of a curse, because now his audience is now stagnating, and so there's a lot of pressure on him that he definitely feels to continue to adapt in response to the stagnation of his channel, right? And to be fair to Kyle, he has done a lot of things. Like I've seen him using the YouTube community tab to put posts. I've seen him, he now I think puts like a shout out video at the end of his YouTube videos, I believe, or some of them at least. I think it's a Crystal Kyle and Friends shout out though, but like if you were to tell me in like 2016 or 17 that he would have done that, I'd be like, get out of here, there's no way. So, he has newer thumbnails that are much better than the terrible ones that he had before. So he's tried some stuff, definitely. And I know that the jury is still out on why it is that he's losing subscribers. Again, I think it's a combination of things. But I would say more than anything else, like, it's pretty embarrassing that he has not had his show out on podcast formats. I mean, it's pretty crazy to not be on, like, Apple Podcasts, to be on iTunes, to be on Spotify, or iHeart. There's so many people on there, and it's just such a big way to diversify your reach to different audiences, different demographics, get your word out there, get your show out there. But again, he just doesn't care about that stuff, and that's what has made Kyle into what he is now. That's his brand. But now his subscriber base is stagnating, and so now he has to adapt in response to that. You can look at all the other shows, whether it be, TYT, Jimmy Dore's show, Majority Report, Humanist Report. I think David Dole doesn't do this, actually. I think he was putting out podcasts just for like, I think he had actually started like a legit podcast, or I don't know if he was just putting it out from, he had like an actual news job. I don't know if, he was doing it from there. He had actually hosted a radio show for a bit. So I think David Dole might be the only one who doesn't do this. Even I do this, but I've been kind of slacking lately on it, to be honest. But it's just a good way to diversify your reach as to what, as to the different people that can get. There's a lot of people out there who, like I said, on their drive to work, they like to listen to it in podcast format. And, he's saying that there is a chance that, there is going to be some revenue loss because people over there, it isn't going to be monetized. He'll be able to monetize it, I believe, through a similar vehicle that YouTube used its monetization. I don't think you have to do ad reads. I've definitely seen, I use Spreaker as kind of like the central base for my podcast. I upload it there, and then all the other platforms are connected to my Spreaker account, and so it just pushes them out onto the other platforms as well: Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, etc. Might even be on like Deezer or something. But where was I going with that? I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, so what I've seen on Spreaker is it allows you to monetize it. So if you get enough listens, it's worth it. Now, I don't get enough podcast listens for it to be worth it for me to monetize, so I don't monetize it. So he'll be able to monetize, and he'll be able to make up for that revenue if there's a lot of lost revenue. But I don't think there'll be too much lost revenue, to be honest. And like I said, like, all the other channels are doing this as well, so it's not just a Kyle Kulinski thing. Everybody is doing it. And is this something that's going to necessarily like boost his subscribers on YouTube? No, it won't. What I do think it will do is it will increase the satisfaction of his current subscribers, especially his more solid, stronger supporters. He's lost a lot of strong supporters, and so that has left him very vulnerable and open to criticism. Now, one thing that I want to actually show you guys here is he's actually calling it the Kyle Kulinski Show. He's kind of been on a rebrand here. He's been on a bit of a rebrand for a while now. It's called the Kyle Kulinski Show over on Spotify, and this is what he's going with now. So this is where his actual one is. And then I actually noticed that he actually had one up on Apple Podcasts called the Kyle Kulinski Show Secular Talk Radio. I guess he just uploads, I guess he does upload like in the full format, because I think what he does, I'm not 100% sure, but what I think he does is, like, I guess he does one show a week and then just puts out a bunch of videos, or 2 shows a week. There's no way he does 1 show a week. I don't know what frequency he uploads this in. It's a very kind of weird number he does it in. But what I'm going to do here for you is I'm going to play you a clip of one of these, of one of the Apple Podcast ones, and then one of them on Spotify.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Wednesday, August 17th. Got a whole bunch of news for you. So I'm going to get to the election results a little bit later. We have Sarah Palin and Liz Cheney and Lisa Murkowski. So it's Wyoming and
Blog Talk Radio.
People say, oh my God, this is extreme. Oh my God, this goes too far. Oh my God, we've opened this door. And look, the fact of the matter is, who really opened the door? The Supreme Court opened the door by deciding we're going to take away something that has been viewed since 1973 as a fundamental right. So, if you don't want protesters to show up to your house and do this, maybe don't take away people's constitutional rights. Now, you might think that's a flippant or a glib response. I really don't think that's flippant or glib. I really don't. And I agree.
So as you guys can see there, the Apple Podcast version sounds like it's literally coming out of a bunker in World War I. So pretty damn garbage. Nobody's going to listen to that trash. And he's been basically live streaming his show on Blog Talk Radio, which is some website from 2006. His audio quality is garbage, and what's even more hilarious about it is you can't skip forward in the audio file. So in the audio file, you have to listen to it whole. At least with these platforms, you can actually you can skip through to different parts, which is something that's a basic necessity and expectation, obviously, for listening to the podcast. It's absolutely laughable, but the quality obviously on this one is far, far superior. So this is going to be a big step for the guy in terms of really being able to get his reach out there. Again, this isn't going to boost his subscriber base, but it might prevent a bit of hemorrhaging of his subscribers who are very annoyed with what he does. Another thing he could do is, instead of live stream on Blog Talk, he could live stream on Twitch, which that would definitely, I think, boost his numbers at least a little bit, or maybe not boost his number directly, but just boost his presence and his known ability and that kind of stuff, right? I don't think known ability is a word, but anyways, you get the point. I know a lot of his fans are also very fed up with his lack of personability with his fans in terms of interacting with his fans, as well as doing his live streams, and I think that those are also things that are impacting him. But nonetheless, it's really about time that he's done this. Bro didn't even put a link to his podcast in the description. His description just says support show on Patreon link. The Kyle Kulinski Show is now available as a podcast on all the major podcasting platforms. So you didn't even put a link to any of the podcasts. What are you doing, my dog? Like, what are you doing, bro? I just can't believe it, bro. I just can't believe it. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Let me know what you guys think about Kyle Kulinski finally making the move to actually putting his stuff out on podcast. Are you excited? Are you going to listen to it? Do you not care? If us things do, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me down below. Definitely curious to hear your thoughts.